Hi everybody, I'm Ryan. Today we're going to talk about how to beat combo decks in Magic the Gathering. Combo is this really cool but annoying if you're on the other side of the table strategy, where you take a bunch of cards that are probably not very good in and of themselves, but when combined with each other can help you just win the game. So in Pioneer, this could be the Lotus combo, where you have lands that tap for 3 mana, and then you untap those lands for 2 mana, and then you get mana profit. And thus you can cast really big spells and abuse the profitable mana. This could be like Old School Storm, where you have cards that produce mana, but are instants and sorceries. Eventually you cast enough instants and sorceries that you can like Grape Shot your opponent or empty the Warrens and kill them. Or Tendrils them if you're a Legacy player. Or like Doomsday, where you just like cast a card, stack your deck with being able to draw out the rest of your deck and play a Thassa's Oracle and win the game. In any case, the way combo works is fully defined by making sure your cards come together in certain ways. The way they do this is a few different ways. Like, number one, it's important that they use redundancy. Cards that often do the same thing as each other, so they have a better chance of drawing those cards, especially if they're combo pieces. Second off, the way combo is really efficient is that they draw a bunch of cards. Nearly every single combo deck has some sort of way to filter through their deck. And so it's important to keep those things in mind when we figure out how to beat combo. And this video is mostly going to be about the general theory of how to beat combo decks, not necessarily how to beat any individual combo deck. So the first and maybe easiest way to beat combo is applying really aggressive pressure. And I feel like I mentioned this in every one of the videos, and I'm not really an aggro player to speak of. I will play an aggro deck from time to time if I feel like it's the correct choice. But one of the best way to beat strategies like combo or like control, or sometimes even like mid-range decks, is to take them out before they can get their feet underneath them. So this can mean just playing an aggressive deck, but this can also mean like playing a mid-range deck with a really aggressive hand, be able to apply creatures to the board on turn maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, and put them under pressure so they don't have time to set up their combo. That's like the first thing I would suggest. The second thing, and maybe this is obvious, is hand destruction. Things like Duress and Thoughtseize and Inquisition of Kozilek and things like that are very good against combo decks, because what you can do is you can take out maybe one side of their combo. For example, against Lotus and Pioneer, if you're able to take out one of the cards that either lets them draw a ton of cards or untaps their lands, like Pour Over Pages, they then are kind of fumbling to be able to complete their combo. Or if you're able to do it even earlier and take out a Sylvan Scrying that they're relying on to be able to hit their Lotus. Next, and similar to hand destruction, I feel like this kind of goes in the same category, is counter magic. The nature of a combo deck is they struggle against counter magic. Now, there are some combo decks that are kind of resilient for counter magic, like Storm, for example, because they cast a lot of cards that don't matter at the beginning, and then by that time, they're able to storm you out, and it doesn't matter if you counter one of the storm pieces. But for the most part, the way combos decks work is they need a bunch of different cards to resolve. And if you interrupt the piece of their combo they only have one piece of, or something, then they can't complete their combo and thus can't kill you. But again, this hand destruction and this counter magic don't matter if you're not applying pressure at the same time, because they can just like take their time, wait it out, maybe wait till they draw their own counter magic, and just wait until they're set up to be able to complete their combo, unless you are putting them like dead really soon. And then the last really basic strategy to beat combo decks is extraction effects. Things like Necromentia or Surgical Extraction or like Slaughter Games or something like that, where you can take out pieces of their combo out of their deck. And that's where format knowledge really comes into play. Understanding how combos work, how your opponent's combos work, and understanding what cards that if you remove from your opponent's deck, it either makes it impossible or extremely difficult for them to combo. That is like the A+ most important thing. Because if you extract something that doesn't matter, your opponent just kind of shrugs and kills you. If you extract something that matters, then you're in the driver's seat. Now, often they're just like a really bad mid-range deck playing a bunch of bad cards because they can't combo them correctly. Or even using your knowledge from a Thoughtseize or an Inquisition of Kozilek or a Duress or whatever to be able to take a second combo piece out of their hand on purpose. Even though it might not be the best piece to extract from their deck overall, being able to take extra combo piece and kind of treat it like hand destruction as well is kind of a cool strategy. But that's totally situational, and like you should know what you're doing when you employ that strategy. But those are some basic ways to deal with combo decks in Magic the Gathering. If you have any other suggestions, I would be happy to make a part 2 or even towards specific decks, because it's kind of hard to do an overall thing when a bunch of combo decks are very different than one another. But I hope you liked this video. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on social medias. Links are above me and in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.